So, when you think of the Sahara, what's the first thing that pops into your head? I'm guessing it's a huge, endless sea of sand, right? Blistering heat, a place of extremes. And yeah, you wouldn't be wrong. But that massive desert is holding on to a secret, a deep, green past that's honestly almost impossible to even imagine today.
Just look at this. On the left, that's the Sahara we all know. Vast, dry, totally extreme. But if you could rewind the clock 10,000 years, you'd get the picture on the right, a place that was lush, wet, and just buzzing with life. So how on earth does this become that? Well, that's the exact mystery we're going to unravel today.
Okay, so to really get our heads around just how massive this transformation was, we first need to get a handle on the Sahara as it is right now. Let's start with the sheer size and character of this incredible place.
We are talking about a landscape that is just immense. At 9 million square kilometers, that's about the same size as the entire United States. Seriously, it's so big, it stretches across 11 different countries in North Africa. It's, to put it mildly, a colossal feature of our planet.
You know, most of us picture the Sahara as just sand, sand, and more sand. But that's actually one of the biggest myths out there. Those iconic sand dunes, they're called ergs. They only make up about a quarter of the whole thing. As you can see here, most of it is actually rocky plains called hamada, plus mountains and old dried-up lake beds.
And the climate? Whoa. It is a place of unbelievable contrasts. During the day, the temperature can skyrocket to over 50 degrees Celsius. But then at night, without any moisture in the air to trap that heat, it can plummet all the way down to freezing. It's that total lack of humidity that creates such a wild daily swing.
All right, now for the big twist in our story. This is where it gets really good. Let's peel back those layers of sand and time to uncover a world that has been completely lost, the forgotten green Sahara.
So let's go back in time about 10,000 years to a period we now call the Green Sahara period. And listen, this place wasn't a desert at all. It was a savanna. Picture a vibrant landscape filled with sprawling grasslands, massive lakes, and actual flowing rivers. It was a completely different world.
So you're probably wondering, how do we even know this? Well, the proof is literally etched into stone. All across the Sahara, there are these ancient rock paintings and carvings that show a reality that is just totally alien to what's there today. These artworks are like a forgotten history book of this lost green world.
And the kind of life they painted is just astounding. We're seeing animals you would never, ever associate with a desert today. I'm talking elephants, giraffes, and even creatures that absolutely need water to survive, like hippos and crocodiles. This is the smoking gun, the definitive proof of a rich, thriving ecosystem.
And that, of course, leads us to the most important question of all. What happened? How does a paradise with hippos and rivers turn into the world's largest hot desert? The answer, it turns out, lies in a massive shift in the climate.
Now, this didn't happen overnight. It was a really slow, gradual process, and it was all kicked off by a tiny little shift in the Earth's orbit. That little wobble changed global weather patterns, and it pushed the life-giving monsoons that watered this area further south. As soon as the monsoons moved, the rains disappeared, and the whole green landscape just started to dry out.
So, the crucial thing to get here is that this was an epic transformation that played out over thousands of years. Rivers just evaporated, lakes turned to dust, the grasslands withered away, slowly, giving way to the sand and rock we see today. Paradise was lost, literally one grain of sand at a time.
But even after this huge, dramatic change, life didn't just give up and vanish. It adapted. In one of the most brutal environments on the entire planet, life found a way not just to survive, but in some cases, to thrive.
And this all boils down to one key biological idea: adaptation. It's this incredible process where plants, animals, and yeah, even people develop special traits that let them live in really extreme conditions. It's nature's ultimate problem solving.
The classic example, of course, is the camel. I mean, they don't call it the ship of the desert for nothing. This animal is a masterpiece of biological engineering, literally built to travel for days across huge distances with almost no water.
But there are other amazing examples out there, like this little guy, the Fennec fox. Just look at those enormous ears. They aren't just for hearing, you know. They act like built-in radiators, helping the fox get rid of body heat so it can stay cool under that scorching sun. And it's not just animals. We humans have adapted too.
The Tuareg people have called the Sahara home for centuries. Their nomadic lifestyle, their deep, deep knowledge of the land, their cultural practices, it's all a form of adaptation that has allowed them to become true masters of the desert.
And that brings us to today, because the story of the Sahara isn't over. This isn't some ancient relic that's frozen in time. It's a dynamic, changing environment, and believe it or not, right now, it's still growing.
That whole process that created the Sahara in the first place, it has a modern name you've probably heard: desertification. It's what happens when fertile land turns into desert. And today, that process is being sped up by a mix of climate change and human activities.
And here's the stark reality of it. The Sahara is expanding. The very same engine that turned a green savanna into a desert thousands of years ago is still running, pushing the desert's borders further and further out.
Which leaves us with a final and pretty important thought. The story of the Green Sahara is this powerful reminder that our planet's climate can and does change in dramatic ways. It shows just how profoundly a landscape can be transformed. So the real question is, what can this ancient history teach us about the future of our own changing planet?